So I give the floor to the organization for the elimination of all forms of racial discrimination.
Thank you, Mr. President. We thank the Commission on Human Rights in South Sudan for their latest report, and while we acknowledge the recent developments, there is great concern about the overall human rights situation that deeply affects the marginalized and impoverished people in the country. Grave human rights violations and abuses that amount to war crimes and crimes against humanity continue to ravage the country, tear apart communities, and worse still, perpetrators at all levels continue to enjoy impunity. EAFORD and Geneva International Center for Justice remain deeply concerned about atrocities of targeted sexual and gender-based violence and justice for the victims. As in the Commission's report, we welcome the creation of a specialized sexual and gender-based violence court, notwithstanding its functionality and effectiveness that remains of deep concern. While reconciliation and healing, both physical and psychological, is a monumental challenge, it's urgent and necessary for the victims of horrible crimes and serious human rights violations, including their families who are seriously affected. Humanitarian and aid workers, and many who attend to those who are suffering, are in dire need not only of technical and financial assistance, but security as well. Mr. President, we strongly urge the government of South Sudan to advance enhanced and steadfast communication with UN special procedures and the international community toward reparations and justice for victims. Additionally, we strongly recommend all parties involved in advancing peace efforts to take all necessary measures to include close cooperation and positive engagement with civil society organizations and the full and effective participation of women and victims of human rights abuses. In light of this, we ask the Commission on Human Rights in South Sudan what immediate challenges and obstacles exist that restrict access to and inclusion of the most marginalized and affected victims of the conflict in South Sudan. I thank you.